Corbin Church. Corbin is teaching right now entrepreneur classes at BYU Provo. He came last year and spoke at one of my classes, and he looks like he's 18, but he's started multiple businesses and just doing everything, humanitarian and traveling. I don't know, but the thing that you'll really love about Corbin is his enthusiasm and passion. And you'll see why he's been so successful at what he does. But Corbin is also a great guy and really cares about you and mentoring you. And so he is opening up the rest of the afternoon for anyone that wants to come in. We're going to do lunch afterwards, but anyone that wants to come in and talk seriously about a business idea that you have and talk to Corbin about it, you'd be really missing an opportunity if you didn't get feedback from Corbin. So I'll turn the time over to Corbin. He'll save, we're through at, let's see, at the top of the hour, but he's going to save the last 10 minutes or so for some questions. So think of him, because Corbin is triple awesome, and you'll have some really good feedback from him.
Thank you, Pete. Triple awesome. That's AAA rated. That's pretty good. Aloha. Aloha. You guys attend school in paradise. Does every speaker come in here and tell you that? This is incredible. I mean, wow. Seriously, I've been here for a couple of days and not a bad place to go to school. I have a 17-year-old going to Skyline High School in Salt Lake, and as I walked around campus and told her about my experience, I think there's a very high likelihood that she will be coming to BYU Hawaii in about 15 months. She's pretty excited about the whole idea. So, we'll see. You've sold me. I love it. This is pretty cool. All right, you guys, I'm here today to speak to you about entrepreneurism. How many of you want to be entrepreneurs? Okay, pretty good number. I would guess maybe 40% of you raised your hand. For those of you who didn't raise your hand, why are you in an entrepreneur lecture class if you don't want to be an entrepreneur? Fair question, right? Who is brave enough to answer that question? Come on, somebody's got to be brave. Yes, sir, thank you. Oh, honesty, I love this man. Oh boy, what just might happen to you? It can change your whole life. You're going to hear about an entrepreneur believer, entrepreneurism believer, okay? Strong believer. Who else? Why are you in here? You don't want to be an entrepreneur, but you took a class. Yes, sir.
New perspective.
I love it. New perspective. I'm going to give you a new perspective, okay? All right. For those of you who are entrepreneurs, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Honesty, yes, sir.
I'm not really comfortable working for people.
Okay, he doesn't want to work for somebody. He wants to work for himself. I love it. Yes, hand back there. Yes. Make more money. Love the honesty. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I feel like I can do more good by building my own businesses than working for someone else.
Excellent. When you say I can do more good, what types of things?
More like social entrepreneurship.
Okay.
I can, the causes that I want to go after.
Okay.
Start companies to do that.
You're exactly right. I love your answer. Thank you for elaborating. Yes, sir?
The chance to work in every aspect of the business or entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Good call. The entrepreneur wears a lot of different hats. Okay? Yes, sir.
To make a difference in the world, while supporting myself, but also for that rush you get as you begin creating something that started from just an idea all the way to
Okay, he said the rush that you get of starting something and taking it from an idea to reality. That right there is one of the things that gets me going. I like to say I take nothing and turn it into something. That's fun. It's cool to one day walk into Walmart and see a product that you created sitting on their shelf. It's a rush. It's like, wow, that's my product. And an opening order from Walmart is about $4 million, so that's not too bad either. Okay? All right. Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Just want to use my time really big one is like doing business, just do a lot, if that's something I'm more interested in.
Okay?
I suppose the interest is I'm really interested in, so.
That's kind of changing.
Decided to just take the class, not majoring in it, just to take the class and see if that's something I would be interested in.
Excellent. Well, this lecture series is such a great way to do just that, to dip your toes in the water and see, is entrepreneurism for me? Okay, some of you guys that answered honestly, it's a one credit class, well, we might just make believers out of you. Did I leave some hands up? We get everybody? Yes,
I was
sir.
going to say that I get very bored with the 8 to 5 routine, same thing every day.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurism is a way to really mix things up.
Would you say you have ADD?
I don't know. I've never
I mean, I don't mean to pick on your weaknesses here and make you expose them in front of all these women, and you know. Okay, I have ADD to the death. I might get bored during this presentation and go off somewhere else, all right? I can't stay focused for very long, but entrepreneurism works for me because of my ADD, okay? I'm not sitting in a cubicle all day, every day, punching numbers into a screen. I might kill somebody if I had that job. It'd be really difficult, okay? So entrepreneurism works well for my ADD. So if you happen to have ADD, I think it's an entrepreneurial disease. But if you don't, it doesn't mean you can't be an entrepreneur, okay? It's not an exclusionary thing. All right, while these guys are working on this, question, share with me what you think the traits of an entrepreneur are. Okay, what is an entrepreneur? What are some of his traits, besides ADD, okay? Yes, sir?
To be proactive in creating an opportunity for yourself rather than just like waiting for one to arrive.
Okay, proactive in creating opportunities, excellent. Let's see all, okay, one of the big traits of an entrepreneur, guys, he's an extrovert. He or she throws his or her hand in the air all the time and can't stop talking, okay? Entrepreneurs are extroverts. Very, very rarely are they introverted. Yes, ma'am?
Creative.
Creative, thank you. Look at all those hands going in the air. It's crazy. Everybody wants to comment. Yes, sir?
Extremely passionate.
Extremely passionate. We're going to talk about that. Yes, sir?
dedicated to overcoming obstacles is
Perseverance?
perseverance.
You bet. We hit a lot of obstacles. You think you're out of business. You think it's not going to work. You keep going, and you get over them. Okay? I'll share a story with you about one of my businesses where perseverance made a $100 million difference. Okay? Yes, sir?
Bold.
Bold. Love it? Yes, ma'am?
Risk takers.
Risk takers. Yes. Are entrepreneurs risk averse? No, we take risks. If you don't have the tolerance to take risks, maybe that 9 to 5 cubicle job is just right for you. Okay? You got to be able to take risks. Please. Yeah, there's a hand back here. Good lady, yes.
I was going to say patient.
Patience, okay? You do have to wait for things to develop. Over this side of the room. Somebody's got to represent that side over there. Yes, sir.
I don't like working for a certain amount of money. You like to be able to create your own path.
We're kind of dreamers, aren't we? Yeah, we shoot for the stars. Yes, sir?
You want to be the best.
Want to be the best. All right. Here is my list of traits for an entrepreneur. This list is not exclusive. It's not just these things. Oh, there's a quote for you. Okay? You guys might want to jot that down. I live by this quote. If you don't build your dream, somebody else will hire you to build their dream. Isn't that true? We are either working to build our own dream or we're building somebody else's. If you ask me why entrepreneurism, that's my answer. I don't want to build somebody else's dream. I would rather put all of that energy into building my own dream. Okay? All right. Traits of an entrepreneur. One of you said, oh, I said it. They're outgoing. They have a lot of confidence. Yes, sir. Oh, I saw a hand go up. I got very excited. Very passionate. Okay? I'm going to teach you about passionate. You said that. Passionate to a fault sometimes. They're observant. Okay, come back. Visionary, determined. They're good listeners. I'm going to come back and touch on these in a moment, don't worry. They're very frugal. Entrepreneurs are frugal, they're savers. Okay? High risk tolerance, fearless, not afraid to fail. They question conventional wisdom. They revisit the rules. Okay? So, 90% of startups fail. Why? Why do so many brand new businesses fail? Any guesses?
Maybe it's not a good idea.
It was just a bad idea. That's a lot of the time, okay? Really true. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Competing against another product that's bigger, better funded, all that stuff? Yes, ma'am. Lack of experience. Any other reasons?
Lack of funding.
Lack of funding? All great answers. Yes, sir.
They don't manage their risk.
They don't manage their risk. You guys operating the camera and answering questions. I love it. Okay? So, the reason why, it goes back to some of those traits that make us successful as entrepreneurs. You see, passionate. Entrepreneurs are so passionate. We get an idea, we get really excited about it. You know what? Several of you said, bad idea. If we have a bad idea, but we are passionately pursuing building a business around a bad idea, whoops, because it was never going to succeed. And so in this circumstance, our passion will work against us, okay? Visionary. Again, an entrepreneur will believe in his or her vision so strongly that they won't see signals that it's not going to work. And they stay on that path. It's good that we're visionaries, but we also have to be realistic. And then our determination. Our determination, again, we're so determined to succeed and we think that's our great quality. A great book that I would recommend to all of you. And when I sit down and I work with students and students are looking to invest with me, I'll recommend a book to them. It's called Nail It Then Scale It. Okay? Nail It Then Scale It was written by a member of our church, a good businessman. The first 100 pages of Nail It Then Scale It are as far as you need to go. It will teach you how to figure out if your product is good or if your idea, sorry, I'm a product guy. So I tend to say product, I'm a consumer goods guy. But that book in 100 pages will help you determine whether your idea is worth pursuing or not. Okay? 100 pages. Maybe 4 hours of reading. It will teach you what you need to know. And the basic premise, guys, $5,000 and 6 weeks. You'll have your answer. You don't need 5,000. But that's kind of a number that I use. Instead of mortgaging your in-laws' home, getting a loan from them, putting 2 years of your life into a business that was never going anywhere. That's what most entrepreneurs do. We could have told you in the first 6 weeks that idea wasn't going anywhere. It's okay to give up 6 weeks of our lives. To give up 2 years of our lives, not okay. To mortgage our mother-in-law's home for 50 G's, not okay. We know with $5 grand and in 6 weeks whether the business is going to work or not. Nail It Then Scale It. Really a great book for you, okay? Yes, sir.
The name of that? Yeah.
Nathan for, I think it's F-U-H-R.
F-U-R-R.
F-U-R-R, thank you. Great book.
And we have copies in the Entrepreneur Center. You can check one out.
There's validation right there, okay? Wonderful book. Easy read, and it lays it out for you so simply. Okay, here's an important quote for you. George Twist said, "Intellectual honesty above all, a willingness to face up to facts rigorously whether they prove you right or wrong." So this goes to that attribute down at the bottom where I said, a good listener, okay? An entrepreneur that's a good listener is willing to face up to the facts. As you go out and you talk to people about your product, if somebody doesn't like it, then you say, they're stupid. you may have just made a very expensive mistake. You need to be a good listener, and what that means is intellectually listening. You've got to listen to the facts. You've got to aggregate those facts and decide, is this a good idea or a bad idea? Okay? Super important. All right. Frugal, savers.
How do you measure something?
Yeah.
How do you measure what is the line?
The line is, she asked, how do you measure whether it's a good idea or not? Nail it, then scale it will teach you that very principle, but it's about 70%. I know nail it, then scale it tells you 50%, and there's just so many variables there. If 70% of the people that you go out and ask the proper questions to, listening very carefully to their answers, validate your idea. What would validation be? If I showed you a product and said, what do you think about this? What am I looking for? Your desire to buy it. If you're interested in buying what I've just shown you, and you would buy it at the price that I shared with you, that's validation. If in the range of 70% of my people say, yeah, I would buy that, at $9, you bet, I would buy that. That's validation. Okay? You need to ask about 100 people, and 70 of them need to tell me. If I ask 10 people, that's not enough of a population. Okay? It's not a good enough measurement. I'd say minimum 50, 60. Okay? And again, nail it then scale it. We'll walk you through this whole process and we'll tell you the questions to ask. Who to ask. I can't go ask somebody that doesn't play golf what they think about this golf ball. Okay? You've got to ask your demographic. All that is laid out for you. All right. How many of you have savings? Okay. Impressive. All right. Who's willing to be picked on about their savings? Thank you. You're my guinea pig today. What's your name?
Michael.
Michael? Nice to meet you. Thanks for letting me pick on you. Michael, how much savings do you have? Feel free to look.
Feel free to lie.
Yeah, you don't have to be honest on this one.
10,000.
$10,000. Okay. Nice job. Now look, you got a lot more dates because.
Alright, got it.
Oh, he's already married. Sorry. Wow, trouble there. Okay, David. Michael, you come to me, you've got this great idea, okay? It's this water bottle, and it cools, what does it do? It blends your smoothie in the morning, right? It's this, and it's solar and whatever else. You come to me and you say, Corbin, check this out. I've gone out, I've done validation, and 100 people I asked, 85 of them said, I would buy that for 14 bucks. Okay, that's good validation. I'm impressed. You show me all your data, I'm impressed. We get through this process, we keep working together, and it gets down now to, well, how much money are you looking to start your business? You show me your spreadsheets and so forth, why you need $100,000. Okay? So then I come to Michael and I say, Michael, all right, what are you putting into the business? And Michael says, I don't have anything. I have no money. How could I put anything in? I'm a poor student. All right. Well, maybe we work something out. But what if Michael said, I've saved $10,000 and I'm going to put my 10 grand into the business. I need 90. How much more likely is he to get my money and to have me as an investor than the alternative? I go with 99. Why? He's shown me that he can save money. That is such an important principle to me as a businessman. I want to know that he's going to run our brand new business really, really frugally. Okay? And he's going to protect our money. Number two, what did he just invest in the business? Everything he owned. How hard is Michael going to work to make our business succeed? He is going to kill himself to make that business succeed because he just put everything he had into it. I like somebody that's fully invested. Okay? So guys, stockpile cash. If you love nice watches, nice cars, nice sunglasses, and you don't have any savings, that's no bueno. Okay? Stockpile money. All right? Those who save have, those who have get. Okay, observant. This is a very important quality of entrepreneurs. When I say observant, this is what I mean. As I walk around the Provo campus, I see students all day, every day, doing this. Who's guilty? Okay? You guys have earbuds in and you're constantly on your phone. It is your generation. I'm not being critical of you, but I'm being critical of you. As long as your head is buried in your phone, you cannot be observant. And you know where business ideas come from? People who are being observant. You see, I'm jumping a little bit ahead here. Let's just see. All right, I'm going to jump ahead anyway. When I hear somebody say, that is such a pain. You've heard that? The businessman, the entrepreneur says, that's an opportunity. The regular person, gotta deal with it. No, the entrepreneur says, if I can find a way around that pain, I can make money. But if your head is in your phone all day, you will never see the opportunity. You got to put your phone away, you got to take your earbuds out, and your senses need to be heightened to what's going on around you. So, for one of my classes in Provo, I tell my students before class, we're going to meet in the Cougar Eat, the bookstore area. And we meet there, and I tell them to go off anywhere they want, to a familiar place to them, and to sit for the next 10 minutes. No cell phone, nothing but watching and observing. We come back, we meet in our classroom, and I say, all right, what did you notice? They come in with the most interesting observations. Smells, sights, people. I never noticed this, I never noticed that. And what I'm trying to do is teach them the importance of being observant. To be an entrepreneur, guys, people always say, well, where's my idea going to come from? Especially students in the entrepreneur program. They're like, I'm about to graduate. They're panicking. They're hyperventilating. I haven't come up with an idea and I'm about to graduate. Where do ideas come from? Ideas smack you in the face. But they only smack you in the face if you're looking for them, if you're paying attention. Okay? An idea will not smack you in the face if you are walking along, texting on your phone, doing social media, whatever. Okay? It is a disadvantage to your generation because you live with your face in your phone. You've got to be out there looking for those ideas. Okay? High risk tolerance, fearless, not afraid to fail. That's a biggie. Real quick story about a business partner of mine. Well, who said I want to be an entrepreneur because I want to make lots of money? Come on, who was it? There you go. One of you, a couple of you. Okay, most of you. All right, the reality of entrepreneurs. You make an average income. You work, I don't know, 50% more hours than everybody else at the office. You have a lot more stress. That's the reality of an entrepreneur. It just is. Okay? And most make an average income. They have freedom. They work a lot of hours. They don't have to report to somebody. They work a lot of hours. Okay? So, this business partner of mine, he's my brother-in-law. I still love him. His wife, your paycheck as an entrepreneur goes like this. Okay? Some months, there's an abundance, you take a little extra. Some months, we have to put money into the bank account because there's not an abundance. That's the reality of being the entrepreneur. So that saving principle I told you about, it's super important that you don't, the month that you take 20 grand instead of 6 grand, you put 14 into savings, you don't go buy a new watch. I don't know. I don't think you can buy a watch for 14 grand. Here's just an example. You need to save that for the month when you have to put 3 grand into the business to pay payroll. Okay? So, my brother-in-law business partner, he could not live with this. Some months taking a paycheck, some months not. It didn't work for him. He wanted a steady paycheck. And he quit. And, you know, I invited him back into one of my other businesses that sold for a lot of money. But he was very happy with his steady accounting job that brought in a stable paycheck every single month. Now, he will continue doing that job until he's 65 or 70 years old. I prefer the path that I was on, that had some risk, that had paychecks like this, in an attempt to get ahead of that game that I don't think he'll get ahead of. Okay? There's your difference. I was tiptoeing through the tulips there, trying to be very nice. All right? Hands? Questions? Good so far? As you guys go along, write questions. I'll give you time at the end and ask anything you want. All right? You guys still awake? Hot afternoon, Hawaii. We're all still there? Michael, David, Fred?
Where do you come up with the statistics that entrepreneurs make just an average income?
I don't pull it out of the clear blue Hawaiian sky. You know, maybe if you look at all of them, most small businesses are run by entrepreneurs. America is run by small businesses, okay? It fuels the American economy. Most of those businesses, I would guess, are people making a fairly average income. Now, you're going to see entrepreneurs that have reached the stars, that have done amazing things, and there are many that go out of business. Maybe they go get a job, maybe they start another business. That's just that is an opinion, it's not a fact. Okay? All right, so back to the point of taking risk. There was an article in the Dallas Morning News several years ago, and this was a guy that did admissions for Yale University, okay? And he wrote an article about Ivy League students, and the name of his article was, "Don't Send Your Kids to the Ivy League." I read this article and I start off every semester in my class reading the whole, well, I send it to my students before the semester begins and then we read it together. And the fascinating thing about this article, it talked about children who have been raised to go to Ivy League schools. For those of you that don't know what an Ivy League school is, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Dartmouth, those are Ivy League schools, okay? They're mostly on the American East Coast, Upper East Coast. Well, they're very prestigious universities. To get into them, it's very, very difficult. So anyway, he talks about children being bred from a very young age to go to Ivy League schools. At 4 years old, we started on the violin, and then we started to ride horses. What's that called? Equestrian, you know? And it's all these, then we did fencing, right? All these certain things, and there were probably normal sports in there and normal, but my point is, these children from a very, very young age have been raised with something missing in their lives. You guess what that is? Agency. I like that. Choice. That's not what I was looking for. Failure. Failure was never an option for these children. So these kids come along and now they sail on into Harvard or Yale or Princeton or some big name school, right? But the problem is they have no ability or desire to take risk in their life. They're not entrepreneurs. I'm not saying none of them become entrepreneurs, by no means. My point, and the point that the article made was, you need to be bred for risk. You need to have a risk tolerance. Okay? Now, the article went on to say some funny things. So this isn't Corbin speaking, this is the article speaking. But the article said, and I say, we need these Yale, Princeton, and Harvard graduates. As entrepreneurs, we need them to come work for us. Because they make great CFOs, they make great COOs, they'll work hard, and they will keep us out of trouble. But they don't make good entrepreneurs because they're not willing to take risks. Okay? Very interesting article. You can find it online. Just put that in. Don't send your kid to the Ivy League. You'll love it. It's a very interesting article. Where our two ideas come from? I kind of talked about this. It's the pain, okay? But then there's the question. And as you come up with an idea, you want to ask yourself this question. Is my idea a vitamin or is it a painkiller? When I'm talking about an idea, and whether it's a good idea to take into business or not, and I ask, well, is that idea a vitamin or a painkiller? Do I have to take vitamins? Why do I take vitamins? I own a supplement company, I shouldn't use this example. Am I required to take vitamins? No. I take them because I want to be healthier, right? If I just was bitten by a shark. Now in Provo, this analogy works a lot better, guys, because we just don't have a lot of sharks, okay? But if I'm bitten by a shark, am I going to go to the hospital? We compare this, a mosquito bite versus a shark bite. Okay? Mosquito bite, am I going to go to the hospital? No. I might take a vitamin though. Okay, but a shark bite, how many people with shark bites go to the hospital? Percentage-wise? I'd go with 100%. Okay, so my point is, ask yourself the question about your idea. Is it solving a mosquito bite size problem? Or is it solving a shark bite type problem? Mosquito bite is going to generate a little money, might make you a living. A shark bite, you're going to do really well. So ask yourself that question. Is this problem a mosquito bite problem or a shark bite problem? All right. So for you entrepreneurs, a few lessons for you along the journey before we go to Q&A. All right? Number one, balance in life. As entrepreneurs, we have a tendency to get our lives out of balance. Okay? And I would argue that there are 5 areas of your life that you need to have in balance. Okay? Those 5 areas are work, family, health, school, and spirituality. Which of those 5 can you live without? You, my friend, what's your name? Carissa? Which of those 5, you have to give up one of them, what are you going to give up? Oh, that wasn't the option. Which one are you going to give up? School. Okay, so it seems to be a pretty popular vote. We're going to give up school. Okay. Anybody going to give up something besides school? Job, making money. No, just any job, just how do you make money? Okay, so we're thinking beyond school. We're entrepreneurs. What are you going to give up? You going to give up your job? You give up school? Okay, we're going to be dumb. We're not going to have a degree. I wouldn't recommend that. Health. There's a good one. There's a good one. We'll just be rich but dumb. Okay, I made my point. It's tough to give up any one of those. Now, look at that list. Which of those is out of balance in your life? Will somebody share? Please.
Married at 20 years old, started having kids at 22, so that's why I'm back in school at 63.
Okay, working on that school. I like it, thank you. Yes, sir.
I'll probably never sleep.
Must be a student, okay? Yes, sir.
Too much.
Too much work. Okay. But this is the point that I was trying to make. As entrepreneurs, we marry ourselves to our business. Remember our attributes? We are passionate. We are determined. And we will work 18 hours a day to make our business succeed. Sometimes we have to. The money isn't there. The buck stops with you. In order to get it done, you will put forth a crazy amount of hours. If you are spending 18 hours a day to make your business succeed, is something going to suffer? You see the problem? And I assure you, as an entrepreneur, you will put crazy hours into your business at some point in time. Craig, have you put crazy hours into one of your businesses somewhere along the way?
At the beginning.
It is what it is, okay? And so guys, you need to be careful. Anybody know what Newton's Cradle is? Newton's Cradle is that cute little toy that has 5 balls on it, hanging from a string, and you know, pendulum. I have Newton's Cradle sitting on my desk at home. My daughters love to come play with it, but it's not there as a toy. Newton's Cradle sits on my desk as a reminder of those 5 things right there. Okay? School has been replaced with social life. Okay? That's not important to you guys right now. My point is, guys, you've got to maintain that balance in your life. As you pursue being an entrepreneur, it's very easy to get caught up in the excitement of your business going big. Something's going to give. If my business, if my work bubble goes so big that it overtakes the others, look at the consequences. First, my family suffers. I will tell you from personal experience and knowledge, many entrepreneurs, families don't survive the business. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's not worth it. When you're in the midst of it, you won't see it happening. Okay? Your health. Michael offered up his health to be successful. I thought that was good of him. No bueno. Okay? Having all that money, having success, it's no good if you're not healthy and can't enjoy it. Okay? School. I had a student come to me. He was on Shark Tank last week. You guys watch Shark Tank? Last Friday night, did you see the toilet bowl? Okay, there was a toilet bowl, and it's a Luma bowl, it's called. And when you walk into the bathroom at night, there's a motion detector on the toilet, and it picks you up, and it lights up your toilet bowl for you. Matthew brought that product to me, and I thought, oh, really? And I said, all right, here's nail it, then scale it. I want you to read the first 100 pages, go put it to work. I say that a lot. He came back to me with all this documentation, and he said, here's your validation, Professor Church. I'm not a professor, Brother Church, or whatever. Wow, that's good validation. I said to him, Matthew, is this real? Because what do we need to do, guys? We need to be intellectually honest to ourselves. I said, Matthew, is this real? He said, Corbin, that's real. I did it in the past week, literally. He read the book and did the validation in a week. Okay, then let's go to the next step. We had his product manufactured overseas, had some samples made. We went back out with those samples, and we did a pilot. We put it on Kickstarter, and in 24 hours, we raised $100,000. There is your validation with an exclamation point. Brought in the order, he had to take care of his Kickstarter customers. We went out, we got him online, 1,500 more units came in, sold out instantaneously. That online vendor asked for 1,500 more units. We got him in Bed Bath Beyond, we got him in, he's on Amazon. Then last summer, that airing for Shark Tank was filmed last summer. Anyway, it went on Friday night. His orders in January alone, $1 million. 22-year-old student at BYU Provo who came up with a light for a toilet bowl. Okay? But he was observant, wasn't he? He walked into the bathroom, he flipped his light on, and he goes, ah. Or, you do the or. Right? Okay? This is where ideas come along. They come when we're going to the bathroom. Ideas come from everywhere. That young man is going to be very wealthy. Do I think his product will stand the test of time? Probably not. He's got a good 3 or 4 years. He'll make millions of dollars in those 3 or 4 years. He's already shown me 2 more ideas. One of them is this suction cup. It sticks to the shower wall. You put your phone in it, you close the door. Oh, I hate this idea. While you're showering, you can sit and do your social media. Because your finger works through the screen. You guys and your social media. It's bad. I don't use social media. All right, it's good. It has its applications. Don't get me wrong.
What about LinkedIn?
What about LinkedIn? I don't know. I'm old school. So guys, my point is, keep a balance in your life. Don't let your family be a victim to your business. Don't let your health, don't let your spirituality. Sunday we don't do business. Leave your business alone, it will be blessed for it. Now let me give you one more tip my father-in-law gave me. Saturday, we don't do business. Saturday is a sacred day for your family. Spend Saturday with your family. Okay? Sunday too, if it affords it. Don't work on Saturday. Your family needs it, your body needs it. If you'll do those two things, you're going to be okay. Bust your tail all week long, make up for it on Saturday and Sunday. Okay? When you're home, be home. Another bit of advice for you. Don't go into your office and sit on your computer, lay on the floor and play with your kids. Okay? When you're home, be home. All right, so balance, number one. Number two is integrity. One of my heroes, Clayton Christensen, wrote a book, How Will You Measure Your Life? You guys know it? Super great book. 3 things out of his book I want you to know, okay? He gives us advice each and every day, guys. Work diligently to do these 3 things. He starts, maybe he ends one. He begins his class, he ends his class. That's what it is. He teaches at Harvard University. He used to, he's done that. When he did, he ended every single class with these 3 things. Be happy in your career. Look at how many hours you're going to spend working a job or being an entrepreneur. How many hours a day are we awake? 16-ish? Okay? How many are we going to spend at work? 8, 10? We spend nearly half of our lives working. And so all these students come to me and they're sitting down with me and they're like, yeah, I'm going to be an accountant. Okay? Do you love accounting? No. Why are you going to be an accountant? My dad's an accountant. My brothers are accountants. But you don't love accounting. You don't love counting beans? No. Does anybody? Then don't do it. Do something that's going to bring you happiness. And keep in mind, that's where you're going to spend a majority of your life. Okay? Number 2, have quality family life. We've hit this one. Okay? Don't let that family be neglected. And number 3, stay out of jail. We laugh. But the interesting thing is, Brother Christensen, he created this, he wrote this book because he would go back to his reunions. You know, after graduating from Harvard, he would get back together with his graduates, his classmates, and he witnessed every 5 years as they would get together, something taking place. At first, everybody's like getting jobs, and now, you graduate from Harvard, but I think these are all MBAs, okay? So these guys are off now running the biggest companies in the country. So 5 years later, we're comparing notes, and this guy's working here on this. They're big jobs. 5 more years, okay, starting to get married, things are happening, there's some success taking place. 5 more years, now we have marriages falling apart. 5 more years, now we have dysfunctionality between parents and children. Parents who don't know their children, don't speak to their children don't speak to them. 5 more years, his classmates, not all of them, are serving time in jail. Literally. And it lists some of their names. This is real. You guys, how much money is worth spending time in jail? How much time is worth a family that's dysfunctional and not happy? Don't pursue entrepreneurism for money and let that overtake your life. Okay? It's the most important thing I can share with you today. Whoa, 2 minutes. Okay, the last one is give back. One of my companies was a handbag company. So my buddy came to me with his handbag, 2007. He called me on the phone, he said, Corbin, will you look at a product? And I said, what is it? He said, it's a handbag. And I just thought, really? That is the dumbest idea, really? And he said, oh, come on, I want to show this to you, it's really cool. Why would I be so down on a handbag?
There's 1,000.
There's so many of them. Talk about a crowded space. You're going against the cheap brands that are imported from overseas that are 20 bucks, and then you're going against Gucci's, and everything in between is flooded, saturated, tons of product. I hadn't seen him for a long time. This is my childhood friend. We met when we were 8 years old. I said, Chris, come on down, let's take a look. So he comes in and he says, Corbin, check it out. Yeah, ooh, it's a handbag. He said, Corbin, women love to change their handbags. They love their bag to match their outfit. Guys, you won't understand that. But women like to look and match and look cool, right? We don't care. And he says, so what happens is the women, they put everything in their bag, but when they go to change it, they have to dump everything out, scoop it all up, they put it in another bag, they leave something behind, whatever. He said, what if I could simply take off the exterior, leave all that stuff inside, and throw a new exterior on? I was eating crow really fast, guys, because all of a sudden, here's an age-old idea. No big deal, right? Wait a minute. I can leave all of my junk stuff, sorry. I can leave all of my stuff inside my bag and just change the exterior. And that fast, I can go to a totally different look to match my outfit. I can get 4 of those for $100. That's a great idea. Okay? That's where ideas come from. That's a solution to a problem, because when the woman goes and she changes her bag, she's scooping all this stuff up. Or when she gets out there and there's a key left in the other bag that she needs. Did I hit a nerve? Okay, see, it's true. We took this back and we said, we were a year or 2 into business, and we said, all right, every time we sell a particular shelf, we named this shelf Hope. Every time we sell a Hope shelf, the exteriors are called shells, we're going to donate the profits from this shelf to cancer research. I lost my dad to pancreatic cancer in January of 2007. I started this business in February of 2007. So I said, all right, we're going to give to cancer research $5 every time we sell one of these shells. The shell sells for $19.95, so that represented my profits. The first year, $705,000 donated to cancer research. The second year, $1 million. And thereafter, $1 million every year. Why do I tell you that? If I sit down and I work with you in your business, I have a fee. My fee is you must build a cause marketing component into your product line or into your business. That's my fee, and I'm non-negotiable. Don't sit down with me if you don't want to give back. Do it sincerely. Here's what I'm getting at, guys. When I did this, I did it to remember my dad. He was my best friend. We were golfing buddies. It was a big loss for me. But I didn't do this to grow my business. Which when what happened? My business freaking exploded. Freaking may not be criticism, sorry. It went crazy. Because you guys, when you do this, when you do it sincerely. If you don't do it sincerely, the public will see right through you. If you do it sincerely, you send a message to the world. What message did I send to the world?
You care about money?
Oh, I care about money.
Well, not
Okay, I understood what you meant. This is a company that cares. That's the message you send. And then you follow through. We handed Mr. Huntsman, John Huntsman, Huntsman Cancer Institute, we handed him a $1 million check every year until our company was purchased. Our company was purchased on end of 2010. The very first thing the PE did after buying the company was eliminate that donation. 2 weeks ago Monday, my business partner received a call, and the buyer wanted to know if we wanted to buy back our business. It had been discounted $99,999,999. It was for sale for $1. There were a lot of reasons why it went down, but it started right there. It told all of my customers that the new owner didn't have heart. So guys, make this a part of your business, okay? It's so important to your success. All right, I'm in trouble. Remember your why. Why did you get into your business? Why are you about this? I don't have time to talk about this. You need to get Amy Ray Sanderson down here to talk about this. She's an amazing story on why, okay? And she would come here and argue. That's my why. I do everything that I do to be happy. Nothing else matters to me. I could be poor and I would be happy. Guys, pursue happiness in life. The basis of my happiness, well, it's a little dark, even with our Christmas lights on. My family brings me the most happiness. More than anything else in my life, it's my family. They are first and foremost. Way before my businesses comes my family. Okay? We love to travel. We love to do humanitarian work. That's Querétaro, Mexico. There's a quote from John Huntsman: selfless giving unto others represents one's true love. And finally, I end all of my classes with this statement: shoot for the stars. You guys, there are so many ordinary people in the world. Be extraordinary. Don't be another ordinary. We've got billions of them. Be extraordinary. In everything you do, shoot for the stars. Bueno? Bueno. That's the extent of my Espanol. Questions? Fire away. Anything goes. What? The name of this company was Miche. M-I-C-H-E. It was short for Michelle. That was her nickname that her mother called her. She invented it. An interesting note, I have never invented a product. Never once. I've built and sold several companies. I've never come up with an idea. People bring ideas to me and I turn into something. You don't have to be the guy that comes up with it. You do kind of to get started. Yes, sir.
For those who are looking like product-based businesses, I once had someone tell me that if you wait till you're satisfied with your product and launch too late. What's your thoughts on that?
That's exactly right. And Nail It Then Scale It will teach you the same thing. You went along perfecting your product. What information did you use to perfect your product? Did you use feedback from outside to perfect your product? Then that's different. If you went along through phases and you were using, like I have a medical device right now, we work with doctors, and those doctors are giving us feedback. We do our validation through them. They're saying, no, I would never make this blue. This should be yellow. Stupid example. So if I'm building my product and I'm building it based upon feedback from physicians, the people that are going to be using and buying my product, that's okay. If I sit inside the walls of my office and I build my product to perfection and I didn't get outside feedback, chances of my failure are very great. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Okay, Nail It Then Scale It. Right at the beginning of the book, it has an example, very specific to that, about somebody that created a business, brought in $40 million of capital, generated $20,000 of income.
Oh.
Same guy went out and started another business, $20,000 of capital, generated $40 million of revenue because of what he learned. He didn't build this next product in a vacuum. He launched it, got feedback, kept improving it, 40 million. Okay? Questions? Yes, sir.
I mean, I haven't really understood the lessons, but I know in starting businesses, one temptation is to really start focusing more and more and more on money.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with that, thinking in terms of how can I make the most money rather than how can I make the most money out of this. Like, for a lot of businesses, how do you suggest we avoid getting that kind of money?
So his question is, how do I keep from being focused on money? As entrepreneurs, we have a focus on money. Is that bad? No. When you're running a business, you need to be focused on money. Now, did I just contradict myself? If I'm not focused on my bottom line, being profitable, keeping my expenses at a minimum, well then I've made a mistake. I'm not going to be a successful businessman. I am focused on money. Do I love money? Well, you're darn right I do. Life is a lot easier when you have money. Okay? I'm not bashful about that. Does money take over my life? Has money changed who I am? Those are the questions I would ask myself. If money has changed who I am as an individual, then I need to take a step back. Okay? I live in the very same home that I lived in 2007 when I started Michi in my home. I ran my business to 23 employees and $29 million out of my home. And then I moved my office. I live in that same home today. I did not go build a McMansion when I sold my business, or any of the others. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. It's when you feel the need to drive a Ferrari, I think that's a little out of control. Okay? There was a Lamborghini on the BYU campus in Provo a year ago when I was there teaching, and I chewed him out. I don't think that's what we aspire to. Aspire to comfortable living. Don't aspire to excess. If anybody has a Ferrari, I apologize. Okay? I didn't mean to make you feel bad. I just don't think that's it. There's too many good things we can do with money to be driving a Ferrari. There are great Toyotas out there. Let's say American, Chevy. Okay, yes, ma'am. If you're not fearless, how do you become fearless? Go to Chicago, walk around the streets at 1 a.m. Fake it till you make it is a big statement, okay? My students come in, they sit down with me, and they're like, Brother Church, how do I do this? Fake it till you make it. I mean, that is an answer I give a lot of them. My final exam is my students have to pitch to a VC their business idea. And they ask me questions just like that. Fake it till you make it. A mission will help you get a lot of courage. That's one of those that tends to be innate. You know, you either have courage or you don't, and you put yourself in difficult situations until you build that courage. Okay? I think this is a warning that we're almost done.
Yep, last question, anyone?
Oh,
I think that's an attendance question. Roll, that's an attendance, right?
Oh, GNC 636. You were supposed to do that. Did it not respond back?
On Canvas, it has an attendance submission, and you put that in the text box.
That's right. There you go. Gone hire. Hey, I wasn't kidding when I told you about Corbin being awesome, right? Give him a hand.